Catus, Maximus here. I actually didn't pay 10 bucks for this Williams, I believe Bahco made, Sweden. So, Snap-on, quite a few years ago, bought out Bahco Sweden, which made quite a few tools. They're known for hacksaw blades, sawzall blades, as well as some pretty nice, sometimes even arguably some of the best, adjustable wrenches. As we can see, this is a much more modern one because we have an AP8A here, laser etched. So that's going to be evident of it being newer. It's also evident that whoever owned this before was KD. It's a little cheaper because then they don't have to cut into the mold the actual name, and they'll be making them under for a variety of different brandings. So laser etching is a little bit cheesy. Other than that, it does have a flared out handle. I was just pointing that out in my previous channel lock. This also happens to be an 8-inch. If we look, and that's something that Bahco, they don't do the buttress threads, which is a little bit disappointing, but I'm not going to give them too much trouble over that. This wrench, I did mention in the previous video in a comparison, has been kind of beat up. These aren't designed to be used as hammers, even though they can be. Like this one, which does actually have a hammering surface. Some have like a big blob that sticks out the end here, and some have a smaller foot here. Anyway, as far as this one, this Williams is indeed rebuildable. We actually have, oddly enough, a Phillips head screw in there. It does have operate pretty smoothly. This one's pretty beat up, so I'll kind of write off that it has a bit more jaw play than many adjustables that I've reviewed. We can see that the grinding and broaching is really nice and even. We look at the play down where it's closed. Open it up. It's about the same, so there's good parallelism between this surface here and the broaching through the wrench. Anyway, what ends up happening is as these get used, two things can happen. One, the jaw can get a little bit stretched. This little webbing here can get a little bit stretched. I don't think that's what's happened here. I think this one just started out a little bit loose. And then over years of heavy-duty use and abuse, we can see some pretty deep marks in the jaw. So this has definitely done some work. What can happen here is that one can ding up this surface, although it looks pretty good. What it can also do is start the very slightly mushroom the bottom edge of the moving jaw, which will of course have a little bit more play, but it's still pretty decent. I've seen some pretty bad ones. Anyway, just wanted to do a video of this Williams new style. We'll call it the post Bahco Snap-on bought Williams, and then I think it was about 10 years later or so, 15 years, they ended up buying Bahco. So this is the Williams Sweden. Of course, you know if you have a real original Williams, because it'll of course say J.H. Williams on it. Of course, made in USA, and it'll be the SuperAdjustable. So this would be what I believe ended up replacing what was the SuperAdjustable series. And since it was Snap-on bought Bahco, and they made really nice adjustable wrenches, surprisingly enough, there's an argument that could be made, at least with these Swedish-made ones, is that it was actually an upgrade, that these were actually better than the older SuperAdjustables. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.